2014 Ford Edge thermostat replacement. Talk to myself. Just first we got to pull out this map sensor. There's a little red tab here on the connector. Pull that back. Pull this back. Press this tab in. Release that. And we need to pull this air box off. These tabs. This clamp comes off. Okay, drain your fluid out. There's a port obviously on the bottom of the radiator. You'll see it. Unscrew that. Let it drain out. Take this little shield off so you don't spill all over the place, so it'll drop straight down. With the battery box out, or not the battery box, excuse me, the air box out, and the underneath here is your starter. I just put something to divert water in case something comes off. I did remove this hose already. Clamp. We got the bolt here. Should be a bolt on the bottom side. I believe they're 8mm. And that'll be for our thermostat housing. We can get that apart. This here, we don't want to mess with it. We don't have to. That should be a fuel line. Let's leave that alone if we can. We should have enough room to get around here. Okay, goes back to where we came. We took these two bolts out. New thermostat's in there. This bolt, the bolt underneath comes out. This thermostat goes in this direction. Sits in there right like that. Gasket goes on top of it. These two pieces get squished together. Oh, slid back on here. Now we're putting it back together. Next, we're going to get our air box back on. We need to plug this tube back in. And where'd the other one go? And this one here. Before we get too carried away, that we need to put this air box back in here. The bore part of it. So this goes in like so. There's two bolt holes here that line up. So there's a tab underneath here. You press this down, locks the box in, and then we bolt these two bolts back down here. Okay, air box is back in. These two screws here. This one I had taken off. You don't need to. You have to pull this screw, and just pops out. We should be all together here. I'm gonna put the top of the air box on. I did unhook the battery just because when you guys are taking this off, right underneath that pipe is your starter, and I didn't want to hit the starter with a wrench, ground it out. So just to save yourself from a little shock, or it doesn't take much to take that negative battery cable off. Okay, so here's the air box. We got the one line goes in here, which is this one. The other line, our plug connector goes in here. Another line goes on here. So that's all we got for the air box. And then our connector for our mass airflow. Plug that in. And make sure you push that red tab back in so it locks in place. Okay guys, that plastic nut there, that is your valve to open the radiator, drain it. Got it opened up right now. We drained everything out. We want to drain the coolant level enough to get it below the thermostat, so when we pull it out, water and coolant doesn't go everywhere. Now in the reverse process, all we're doing is tightening that nut back up so it seals the radiator again, and then we'll add coolant to it when we get done here. Next thing we're going to do is put this cover, this dust shield, or whatever you want to call it, back up. Underneath here, just a bunch of 8mm bolts. All that does is stop the coolant from splashing all over the place when we take that off and give us room to work. Sorry, correction, these are 5.5mm bolts for the dust shield here. So basically you need a 10mm wrench, or for your battery, a 8mm socket, a 5.5 socket, a 19mm wrench for your drain plug on the radiator, and a flat blade screwdriver, and that's all you need for tools. So there you go, guys. That's the 2014 Ford Edge thermostat replacement. Got that all squared away. It's running pretty good now.